What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with the PPL Week 1 Division 2, of course. Division 2 Season 4. This league was the bane of our existence last season. We were 4-7, and I am trying to not let that happen again because that was embarrassing. This week we are going up against Chi, who ended up beating us last season 1-0 due to Manaphy not being able to get a Scald Burn because, like, well, I should have expected that. That's what Manaphy does, or what tends to not do. Anyway, this season we have a different team. He has a different team, and we're going to try and make things work. So his team is pretty scary. It's going to show up on the screen right now, and my team will show up right next to it. Show you guys exactly what I could bring. And, like, right off the bat, I can tell you right now, this is not a great matchup for me because I don't have a great answer to cure him. I do have Klefki, which can help out. And really the only way I can win this game is if I get early momentum and nuke things with Victini, which is exactly what I'm going to try to do. So I decided to be sub V-Create and Zen Headbutt because that hits his entire team for massive amounts of damage. And then I have U-Turn on here in order to get away from a potential Scarf Crocodile. Cobra Berry also helps with that in case I'm not able to get up a sub. I was debating Leftovers, was debating Firium Z. I just couldn't really decide. I ended up deciding Cobra Berry just to be safe. And this Victini really does a number to his team. The only thing he really has for it is Delphox, because that resists both of its dual stabs. So it can switch into a V-Create and force me out with like a Shadow Ball or something. So that's going to be Victini, really. I don't really have much to say about Victini. I'm going to move on. Next up I have a Choice Scarf Keldeo. This is going to be for Kieran Black, mainly because I think he's going to use that as a Scarfer. Because that is usually what Chi does. So Scarf Keldeo is going to help me with Kieran. It's going to help me outspeed potentially even Scarf Crocodile. Helps outspeed Delphox and Ambipom and Excelgor. And I just think overall it's really good. The only problem to it is the fact that Florges comes in on it every time. Tentacruel is a pretty good answer to it. And it's not super strong. It's there to pick off his weakened Scarfers or his weakened offensive bonds. So that's going to be Keldeo. I have Hidden Power Electric for the Tentacruel, and I have Icy Wind to hit Dhelmise. I'm hoping that I can potentially get a Scald Burn on the Dhelmise. Icy Wind also, though, is just nice for his team in case things are scarfed, or maybe I can slow something down. Whatever. That's going to be Keldeo. Pretty standard spread. Next up we have another pretty standard spread, and we have Hydreigon, which is Roost, Dark Pulse, Draco Meteor, and U-Turn. U-Turn is here to get some momentum because I know that he has some switch-in named Florges, which, you know, I want to U-Turn out on in any chance that I get. This also kind of helps with Electros, as like Electric kind of is good against my team, but also like any coverage that Eel gets besides like U-Turn or Drain Punch, Hydreigon can handle. So I'm looking at Hydreigon to be a good answer to that. Good answer to Dhelmise as well, because I'm expecting kind of Dhelmise to come. And if it doesn't, then at least I can use Hydreigon more offensively without having to switch into things. It's good for Delphox as well. Delphox does get Dazzling Gleam, which I can scout for. But if he is bringing a less speedy one, like I am kind of expecting for Victini, otherwise he can't switch into Victini at all, then I will be able to outspeed and kill it with a Dark Pulse. So that's going to be Hydreigon here. I could have ran like Steelium Z Iron Tail for Florges, however I didn't feel like that was the best overall option. And yeah, that's going to be Hydreigon. Next up we have Nidoking with the Pasho Berry, and this is pretty important because I need to get some T-Spikes against this team, and the Pasho Berry on Nidoking is going to be my lure to Tentacruel, try and bait it in, have it go for a Scald against me as I'm going to EQ it and potentially 2-KO it, and as soon as it is gone, I can get up some T-Spikes reliably, because Tentacruel can soak up the T-Spikes, so I can use Nidoking to remove Tentacruel and then get up my T-Spikes. So that's very nice. Poison Jab is there, of course, for Florges, otherwise Florges is a pain in the ass. Fire Punch is there for Skarmory and for Dhelmise, both of which can be alright for getting away these Toxic Spikes as well. So not really much to say about Nidoking. The speed on it is for an uninvested, like fully Fizz Def Tentacruel. Then the rest is in HP. I decided to run Adamant just to get as much power as possible. Next up we have Klefki. Now Klefki was kind of a mon that I was having trouble coming up with a set. I knew I wanted T-Wave. I knew I needed Magnet Rise, or else I just straight up lost to Kyurem Black. Dazzling Gleam, of course, hits Kyurem and Crocodile, both of which are very nice. And then I was trying to decide on a final move. It was going to be Spikes. I had dual screens on it at one point, and that's how I ended up getting Reflect on this Klefki. And that is for the reason that Reflect is pretty good to help out like Victini and Hydreigon, especially Keldeo as well, to deal with Kyurem and Crocodile, both of which can be massive pains in the side. So I decided with Reflect. It's not Light Clay Reflect, it is leftovers. So I'm not going to be able to have the screens up for very long, but having them up at any point would be very helpful. I'm running Max Fizz Def just because I need the Fizz Def really for Kyurem, and Ice Beam isn't going to be doing a whole lot anyway, so that's going to be Klefki. And lastly we have Life Orb Aerodactyl, which is going to be our rocker. Aqua Tail is nice for the Crocodile, of course. Stone Edge, just really strong against his team. Hits the Kyurem unless he's Scarfed, which I'm really expecting him to actually be Scarfed. I have Pursuit on this thing for Delphox because I really see that thing coming. And if I'm going to be able to get up rocks and Pursuit Trap that Delphox, it's not going to be a problem. I can get in with Victini and start nuking things. And that's really all I gotta say about this team. I'm not really enjoying the matchup. Just Kyurem destroys me. Of course, I do have ways to win the game. I just have to play optimally, and I also have to get ahead early on in the game. If I don't do that, then it's going to be incredibly difficult to win this game. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like down below, and I will see you guys next time.